Hello, everybody. Did you know that teen pregnancy in the United States has become an epidemic? Today, I am going to talk about teen pregnancy and the effects that it leaves on teen parents and those that are around them. I'm going to talk about the different struggles that teens go through, such as educational, financial, and emotional issues. I'm also going to talk about the different ways to prevent pregnancy. First, let's talk about the risks and reasons why teens are becoming pregnant in the first place. One of the biggest things is peer pressure. Peer pressure affects everybody, and especially teens when they may be forced into having sex. 75% of girls and half of boys say that they have sex with their significant others just because they want them to. Also, having an older sex partner raises risk for a teen becoming pregnant because this means that they may be doing whatever they want them to do, such as not using contraceptives. Also, a teenager having an economic disadvantage can also pose risk for becoming pregnant because they may not know all the different resources that are available to them just because they may not be able to afford it, but this is not true. Now that I talked about the risks and reasons behind why teens are becoming pregnant, let's talk about the methods to elude teen pregnancy. Being knowledgeable and educated on the different methods to prevent teen pregnancy is key. There are many different methods that are used to prevent teen pregnancy, and one of the biggest ones that you can use that's 100% effective is abstinence. When you practice abstinence, you are abstaining from sex completely. The other common use of contraceptives is condoms. Condoms are probably one of the most common ones, and these are not 100% effective though. Also, different female contraceptives are used, such as a birth control pill, a shot every 3 months, or other intrauterine devices that may be used, or even patches. When a teen becomes pregnant, there are 3 different options that they are faced with. They may decide to go through with their pregnancy and decide to keep their baby, but keep in mind that this can be very expensive. And also, one of the biggest things is when a teen becomes pregnant, it's unplanned, and because of that, they have no prenatal vitamins in their system, and this poses risk for the fetus. Also, they can also go through with adoption. Adoption is when they decide to go through with their pregnancy, and then when the baby is born, they give it to a family that's able to care for it. This can be a very difficult decision for a teen because they need to pick a whole new family to care for their child, and they're going to need friends and family there to help them go through with this decision emotionally. Also, a teenager can decide to go through with an abortion. An abortion is when they decide to terminate their pregnancy. It is said that 52% of terminated pregnancies are at fault for 24 years and younger, and 19% is for teens alone. This is a high percentage, and statistics also show that pregnancies are terminated because they are unplanned. Now that I've talked about the different ways to prevent teen pregnancy, let's talk about the struggles that teens face if they decide to raise their baby. Teens may be faced with financial issues. A pregnancy can be very expensive, ranging from $0 to $2,000 depending on if they have health insurance. Not only is the prenatal period expensive, but also the birth of their baby. A vaginal C-section can cost from $9,600 to $15,800. And not only is the birth of their child expensive, but also their hospital stay. And then once you are home from the hospital, you have to have all the necessary baby products such as diapers, wipes, formula, clothes, and necessary baby gear. Also, when a teen becomes pregnant, their education is put on hold. They are in high school, which means that they will have to put it on hold for a month or so. After birthing their baby, they have to recover, and this is usually anywhere from 4 to 6 weeks. It's also more likely when a teen becomes pregnant to drop out of high school, and it is also said that nearly half of girls actually graduate from high school if they have a baby before the age of 18. Also, 75% of unmarried teenagers resort to welfare assistance programs to provide for their baby, and this makes them not only dependent on the assistance programs, but also their parents for a place to live and even to help provide for their child. Also, if a teen parent has a history of drug abuse, they are more likely to go back to abusing drugs just 6 months after the birth of their child. Not only does this make them hard to care for their child, but to care for themselves. In closing my speech, I would like to highlight some of the points that I made. When I began my speech, a lot of you sparked an interest in why teen pregnancy has become an epidemic here in the United States. I provided you with the methods to prevent teen pregnancy and the effects that it leaves on parents. Not only is there negative effects, but there could be positive effects. Having a baby is such a joyous time in your life. You get to learn so much about yourself just from having a child. But it's important to prevent it because you don't want to have to be forced to go through all these struggles as a teen parent. I found a quote that I really liked by Jane Fonda. She states that it's about time we make the well-being of our young people more important than ideology in politics. As a country, we benefit from investing in our young people in their future by investing in teen pregnancy prevention.